Hi, Alan here, and every once in a while I get contacted from somebody related to my blog, rv'acrossamerica.net, and they're an RVer and they've got something to share, and that's great. I love that because this gentleman, his name is Hank. I'll be giving you his contact information in my post, so if you're seeing just the video, make sure you get over to rv'acrossamerica.net and look for the post on this topic. This would be heating your RV in the winter. It's a recent post. It's 2014. He's got a device that he created, he built, and he wants to show off to you. So I'm not going to take a lot of time right now. I'm just going to dovetail my video into his so that you can see what it is that Hank has created, and you're going to be able to contact him if you're interested in learning more about it and in possibly putting it into your own RV. Okay? So without any further delay, Alan Sills here. You can go over to rv'acrossamerica.net and see more, but this is the information from Hank. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Hank Sprague, and this is the stove I built for the back of our RV. As you can see, the platform it sits on you can buy at any Northern Hydraulic or camper store. It goes in a reese hitch on the back of a pickup. On this side you'll note that there's a 12-volt blower from a Ford Ranger pickup with an air intake. The door is the only hot surface along with the chimney that you can't touch on this. Down here you have your air adjustment intake, of course, and you just move it back and forth to take and how much you want to stoke it up or stoke it down. As you see here, this is removable. It's 3-inch muffler piping. Here's the grating on the inside. It's angle iron grating with holes in it for the draft that comes in through the door. You can just barely make that out. Now, nice thing about this is noticing how thick it is. This has 1.5 inch plenum around the whole grill. Okay, so what happens is 12-volt blower blows air through the plenum, goes around, and is put into the ductwork system of the fifth wheel. Now, depending on how hot it is, if it's in the summertime and you're just using this as a cooker, you trip up the trip right here, and what happens is it blows the air outside the fifth wheel. You can also use this to adjust how much air you get into the fifth wheel. If you let it down, all the air goes into your fifth wheel. On this side, you've got a thermos rheostat. Costs about $20. And all that does is it turns the blower fan on as the temperature goes up. You want to use this for when you're barbecuing in the summer and you're not heating your fifth wheel, but it makes it pretty efficient in the wintertime. It kicks on, and usually the stove will run about 4 to 5 hours before you have to stoke it again. Now, there's about 6 inches of clearance between this and the back of our RV. We haven't had any problems after 3 years. The outside of the stove has a masonry on the outside of it, but it's insulated as well with dense deck insulation materials, the same stuff they use for crickets on EPDM roofs. That is all around the outside of the stove in reflective foil tape. Then we have hardware cloth put over top of that dense deck material. We turn around and put the masonry on there so it gives it a good durable coat on the outside. Now, down here we have a full grate that runs in along the whole stove for barbecuing in the summer, and then just up from that we have a half grate that is put in for in the wintertime when we're using it to heat the RV. Keeps the RV about 65 to 70 degrees all throughout the year, which is a good dry wood heat. Just to the top of that is a stovepipe cleaner that I've made for cleaning the 3-inch exhaust pipe that we use as a stovepipe. Note earlier that the stovepipe was tipped out away from the RV. This allows it to the point of not getting smoke and stuff on there. What I'm going to show you right now is when we take all the stuff for the stove, when you go to move somewhere, just pick up all your extra materials, all of this packs nice and neatly inside the stove. Put your stove cap up on top, screw in here, and it stays on to keep water out of the stove. Once you close everything up, swing the latch on the door, you're ready to go down the road. The whole unit takes about $700. You can make it yourself, okay? And it is piped directly into the hot air venting of the fifth wheel. It weighs about 192 pounds, which really isn't that much, and it's very durable. As I said before, the only places on this stove you cannot take and touch is the main door and the pipe. Everything else initially you can touch and it's not warm or hot to the hand. But for an RV, good dry heat is the main reason I did it, that to save on propane, because not always the areas we go to we're able to get propane readily. Now you will notice there is a splash pan just on top around the bottom of the stovepipe. This was put into place after creosote would run down and splatter, and sometimes splatter on the back of the RV. What we have found is this does an excellent job of burning multi-fuels, everything from wood pellet, coal, wood chips off the side of the road, brush, acorns, pine cones, just about everything. The good thing is it's good dry heat going in your RV, and you don't have to worry about any kind of heat or fire inside the RV like some people putting in wood stoves. Well, that's all I got to say, and we will take, and hopefully if you guys like it, you might put it into use too. Like I said, we've been using it now for 3 years, and it's a very good unit, very cost effective, and it doesn't void the warranties on most RVs. Thank you.